Hey gang, this is Brian Zack. He is a menace. I mean, he's crossing look at that. He's crossing against the light. That's Brian Christopher Zack. And boy, is he a troublemaker. My brother and I talked to him and said, "Hi, Brian, would you like some shelter tonight?" And he said, "You need beatings to understand." I'm like, he wanted us to just go away. And he's like, "You need beatings to understand." And then he started calling us names and using expletives. Brian steals stuff. I know he does, because every time I see him, he's got a different bike. He had a brand new bike for a while, and then last night he was taking apart a scooter. He is obviously stealing stuff. It seems very clear to me. And he's a menace. And he's an inebriate. He's always at the liquor stores. All right, folks, I'm over at BWP, and this license plate 6 Tango Hotel Lima 675. This has been here many times, and it's just parked up here. I gotta ask the question, why is this always here? It's sort of like a camper van. You can see it has a TV antenna on top. It's an old Darrow. It's got good tires, but it's an old camper van with current tags that are good through next year. So I gotta ask, why is this here, and why is it always here? I'm calling in because I'm over at Americold Logistics, and there's kids trying to climb the fence on the city property.
What's going on?
There's a group of about 7 children, minors, trying to jump the fence at Americold Storage at the end of Varney. They're doing it right now. I'm here. I'm actually videotaping them. Varney, under the Magnolia Park, under Magnolia Boulevard. It's at the end of BWP.
Yeah, I'm sorry, hold on, I have an emergency call.
No worries. Hey gang, so these kids I'm calling it into the police department right now. And these kids are trying to break into the Varney building. And, this is why I keep saying the fence isn't tall enough. The kids were just jumping the fence. We still have the folks here at the end of Varney who are camping. And, the kids dispersed. These are the children that dispersed. And they're just up to no good. Why are all these minors hanging out here? Up to no good. This is why parents, you got to keep your kids, keep them at home and take care of them. Then we also have the tent over there at 410 Varney.
I'm sorry, but okay, are they underneath the Magnolia overpass?
Yeah, the kids dispersed, but there's a group of children now at Varney and Magnolia that are they're unsupervised minors, and they're all running around. They were trying to jump the fence at Varney, at the building at Varney, and underneath the freeway. It's not the freeway, the Magnolia Boulevard bridge. And
All right, what is your name?
this is a Good Samaritan call. I do them anonymously. I do these nightly patrols, community watch patrols.
All right, we'll go ahead and notify the officer. What's that area?
Okay, they're now at Varney and Magnolia, and they're just roaming around the neighborhood. I have videotape. All right, folks, this is the number. The gentleman at the Burbank Chamber of Commerce. I don't know if he's homeless or not, but he looks a little dingy. He's got, dirty clothes. I'm not sure if he's just hanging out or what he's up to, but that's another one right there, another gentleman. All right, gang, this is the Straw Hat Man. He was over, I'm assuming he was at Walmart. He's moseying on down the street here in his shopping cart. That's the next one. So the gentleman, the Straw Hat Man, goes down to Burger King typically, and then he goes to the exit of the drive-through and does his, panhandling there. I think he was just at Walmart. Only reason I say that is because he came from that direction, and typically that's where folks go to get their stuff. And I see a Walmart bag. If you look closely, you can kind of see the Walmart bag right there. So he was over at Walmart, and now he's going back to I'm assuming the Burger King. So we have signs of homelessness here, but I don't see anybody around, but that's like a little futon mattress or something. and a shopping cart, presumably the person used to move it around. It's over here by the Burger King and the Hobby Lobby. All right, folks, this is the hoodie guy. I don't know, let's just call him the hoodie guy for now. He's just kind of loitering around over at Carl's Jr. And this is Scott Road. This is by the Tommy Burger. I just, stopped to have a Tommy Burger because, when I first moved to LA in '85, I went to the original Tommy's and used to have hamburgers there. So he's just kind of lingering around. He's got 2 jugs of milk. I'm not sure what this guy's up to. He's gone around the corner here, and I'm gonna keep doing my, continue my survey. He's got his, he's got his pants hiked down to his butt, which I don't know what he's up to, and he just looks like he's up to no good. He's not waiting for the bus, that's for sure, because he was lingering around Tommy's for a while as well. Okay, I'm over here by State Farm, and the photography as an art place. I guess it's called Kagan Water World, and I'm going to check on this person, see if they need any help. I'm going to go down to put the phone down, just do audio only. Excuse me, are you okay? You doing all right? Do you need a shelter? Do you need shelter? Should I call for shelter help? You're okay? Because there's places for you to stay if you need help. And I could call somebody if you want. What do you think? No? Okay, well, have a good night. All right, she's not cooperating. I offered her a place, and she says, I'm all right. You can't really hear her too well. I'm going to call it into Street Plus. She's a new person I haven't seen before. But I don't usually come down to Scott Road, San Fernando, Scott Road. Maybe it's San Fernando at this point. Yeah, this is San Fernando. I thought it was Scott Road. Sorry, my bad. I had made a mistake and thought it was Scott Road. I think Scott Road is further down. But I'm going to go ahead and call it in to Street Plus because she's kind of trespassing. It's not my property, but she's kind of trespassing, and I will get her some assistance from Street Plus. So I just called that in, and here's the guy with his pants down who's still drinking milk. I mean, he's doesn't look too together. I feel like anytime you see somebody with their pants down, they're either a millionaire rapper or they're somebody who has who's homeless or has some personal problems. I don't know. The guy does not look that clean, but he also doesn't look that rough either. He's somewhere in the middle. Yeah, we got a guy with his dog here, and I'm over at I'm at 1121 San Fernando. It's actually 1121, and he's hanging out. I'm going to ask him if he needs help. Sir, are you okay? Do you need a shelter?
No, we're good.
You want me to call for somebody?
No.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just asked the man. He looks like a cowboy. Looks like an old cowboy. So he's like 55-year-old cowboy. Maybe 60-year-old cowboy. And I'll call him the cowboy. He had a dog with him. I rarely see dogs with people, but he seemed to have his wits about him, and he did not seem to be somebody who had a hard time communicating. I asked him if he needed help, and he said, no, we're okay. I said, do you want me to call anybody to help and assist? He said, no, we're okay. He was very clear-headed, and, obviously he's homeless, but he doesn't want assistance. It's not an affordable housing problem, as I keep saying. People just refuse help. All right, gang, this is pass number 2 down at Varney. And earlier you saw kids trying to break in here, and then they were one of the pack leaders was very new graffiti. Brand new graffiti. So we got new graffiti, and somebody's put up some new graffiti now. So this is the same building that was on fire in March. It was burning. And now there's new graffiti. Not this on the outside. I can see new graffiti on the inside. Kind of blue graffiti. Anyway, you can see that the way the fence is made, you know, the kids were just jumping over it. They were helping each other up and just jumping over it. These people have been sleeping here, or this guy here, I don't know, he's new, but, or no, that's the guy that was trespassing earlier, a few weeks ago. That tent's been there forever and a day, but my reason for coming back down here was to see if those kids were still lingering, and, you know, very defiant, probably from a good families, you know, up to no good. I mean, I was young once too. I know what that's about. Come on, you probably were there as well. You don't want your kids roaming around. The biggest issue is I'm not as much concerned, honestly, I'm not as concerned about them causing property damage. The building is absolutely wrecked. What I'm concerned about is them getting hurt, killed, falling, breaking their neck, you know, falling into a crevasse somewhere. And then all of a sudden we got the fire department out, and on top of them getting injured and probably being life-changing, you know, getting a life-changing injury, then on top of that, the taxpayers got to pick up the tab to rescue them, okay? And these are the kinds of things we're trying to avoid by having city property properly secured. Hey folks, this is how homeless people are getting here from Cahuenga. This is Burbank. This is not North Hollywood. And these are supposed to be GPS locked and not able to get into the city. This is a Lime scooter. And, you know, the Lime company says, well, you know, they don't have a license to operate here. And they're like, well, you know, they're supposed to power down or whatever when they're in the city. And that's not, doesn't seem to be true, because they can still get in here. And then people just leave them laying around. This is Valley, 4400 Magnolia and Valley. And this is the Plumber. It's the Plumber because he had his crack hanging out the first time I met him. And he's here, he's always here. And he'll go down into Magnolia Park to panhandle during the day. And then he comes over here to sleep at night. Now I'm gonna probably cut this short because it's Halloween. And there's a lot of kids walking around the neighborhood, and I don't wanna forget to give them candy. I have a big bag of candy to give out, and I've got to go take care of that. Excuse me. Brian, do you need a shelter tonight? Okay, that's Brian Zack. You know, that's Brian Christopher Zack I just talked to, and, you know, he's saying he doesn't need any help, but Brian Zack has got a bunch of stuff on his shopping cart, and you know what? This is a new bike. He had a red bike before, just a couple of days ago, and now he has another bike. And the deal is, I think he steals these bikes. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he steals them and sells them. I have no idea. But the point is, he's got a totally different bike, a stolen shopping cart, and yesterday he was taking apart some scooters. So that's Brian Christopher Zack. I didn't recognize him at first. I thought it was somebody else, but then I looked at him and I saw it was him. And he recognized me because he immediately saw me, and then, you know, said he didn't need any help. I'm going to go check out behind here, and then that's the end of the run here. Okay, Krabby Auntie. She has 2 carts now. You can tell it's Krabby Auntie sleeping here because she always has her lemon lime soda. She's not personally there right now, so I'm guessing that she's over at Liquor Palace buying her alcohol. She always stays at Liquor Palace, and she's here at Screenland today. Screenland and Burbank Boulevard.